Hello! Welcome to the National Sewing Circle Halloween Special. I'm Emily from OEA Studio, and this is Esther, the Pamplemousse LaCroix. These were Esther's idea to make these LaCroix cans. Esther, do you want to show off your costume? You want to show off your costume a little bit? Hey, back up a little bit so you can see it.
Okay.
We are going to talk about our costumes today, and we're going to show you how to make some fun face masks.
There's about some other costumes.
We do have some other costumes.
There's a house.
And there's a house. We have some other costumes to show you, some face masks and some trick-or-treat bags, and we're going to answer any questions you have, so pop those in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Are you ready to get started? Yeah? We are so excited that we are LaCroix. We made these yesterday. They are made from canvas, and we painted on them. What are these on our heads?
Our top.
The tops of the cans. The tops of the cans.
I just did a normal headband, and Mom had to use Mom had to tie hers on after I just made myself.
Esther's is on a headband, and mine is on a ribbon, is what she's trying to say for the top. Because they want to see your face, because you're so cute. You're so cute. So, Essie, do you think we're going to go trick-or-treating today? Or not today, for Halloween this year?
Yeah.
I think maybe, but here's the fun thing that we have to show you today. Look at these.
I know.
Aren't these so cool?
Yeah.
We have,
You do the math.
okay. We have a Halloween bundle that you can grab for free in the comment section or in the banner below. And it is a bundle that has all of these Halloween face masks, because kiddos are going to need some fun face masks, and some pretty great trick-or-treat bags that Esther's excited about. And here, can I show you my favorite one, Esther?
Yeah.
Look at this one. What is that?
I like this.
You like the pumpkin?
No.
All these patterns are free. What does this look like?
That looks like rainbow.
Oh, it looks like a candy corn.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember eating candy corn at Grandma's? And this one's my favorite. What is this?
A mummy.
It's a mummy. So you can grab all these patterns for these free trick-or-treat bags. And there is also a video on Facebook that shows some more step-by-step tutorial on how to make these, the face masks and the treat bags. So if you have any questions about the costumes we're about to show you, pop them in, and I'm going to try and answer them as we go. Essie, do you want to change into the next costume? Okay, so here. Pop over here, baby. Pop over here. Oh. Pop back here, pop back here, pop back here. You can get a full view of the LaCroix can as we're taking it off. This is actually very easy. All this is painted canvas that we put a coat hanger at the top to make sure that it was a circle. Okay. We're very excited about this. Yes, so this next costume that we want to show you is a cheese grater. And I'm going to give you a little inspiration and background about these costumes. Every year when I was a little girl, my mom used to ask me, what do you want to be for Halloween? Here, back up, sweetie. What do you want to be for Halloween? And I would always come up with some ideas. And I've brought this tradition into my kids, because my mom would sew anything I came up with. And 2 years ago, my son Zeke, who is now a second grader, he's now 8, decided that he wanted to be a cheese grater and Esther was going to be a cheese dress. I think we have a photo of it that we can throw up there. But this is a very fun, easy costume. And here in the Midwest, we have to learn about layering underneath our costumes, because it gets pretty darn chilly when we're trick-or-treating. So a lot of the costumes that I make, or that I try to make, oh, there's the cheese in the cheese dress. Yeah. There's Zeke. A lot of the costumes that I try to make allow for a lot of layering underneath. So you can see in the cheese dress that Esther has, she has, we put sweatpants, you can put snow pants underneath them, you can have layers of long sleeves, mittens, and a hat, and the same with this cheese grater costume. I'm going to pop in and see.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think of the cheese grater costume? So this costume is made of, it is a like shiny-ish sort of poly material. And all it is it's on really thick, heavy interfacing. So all I did was create 1, 2, 3, 4 panels. And then I just traced some holes. So these side ones, can you turn to the side a little bit? The side ones have smaller holes because that's what a cheese grater looks like. The front ones have bigger holes, and then they have like a little pouch. So it's really, really straightforward, and it's 4 materials if you're counting the hot glue. So it's the fabric, the interfacing, your sewing machine, and then some hot glue and some ribbon for the straps. That's a pretty simple one. And you could even pair this with a mouse costume if you wanted to be a whole family. And if I were to make this costume this year in 2020, we could do a cheese mask. How fun would that be to make a cheese mask? Or what else could you use for a mask with this for this year? How about
a pumpkin mask?
A pumpkin, because pumpkin and cheese graters go well together. Yeah, or maybe a mouse. You do mouse whiskers. Mouse whiskers. Yeah.
Can I change?
You want to change into another one? Here, okay. Arms up.
I want to change into the house.
The house. So of course, this year is the year of 2020, where we're getting everything by mail. And this costume is one that we kind of made. I'm just gonna hold it up, Essie, for a minute, okay? That we kind of made on the whim. And all it is a box from Amazon that we've painted and decorated. So this one happens to be a haunted house box. A haunted house box. Stay right there, please.
Okay.
And in the front, we have our window details, our fabric wrapped shutters, and this is just some scrap fabric that I had that I wrapped it around and glued. We have some bobbly bats so that when you run, they wiggle around. How fun is that? And inside, there's just 2 little handles to hold inside, which I did think it might be a little tricky to hold a treat bag. You easily can hold a treat bag inside of there. So you could cut holes also in the side if you really wanted to. But all it is a box that we painted and made into a house. We also made one into a gingerbread house, and you easily could turn this into there's a gingerbread house. And look I have smoke headband coming out of my head. That box was from, do you remember what we got for Christmas this year that came really, really big under the tree? Sven it was a really big Sven, and so this box was gargantuan. That Sven came from Target. So we turned it into a little house, and then eventually
we burned it.
No, you guys turned it into a little pet doctor place for all of our stuffies. So that's the fun thing that we try and do with costumes in our house, is that they get reused, they get loved. This one you guys have used for a little bit, but we're using it today, so we made sure not to make it crazy. But oftentimes my kids will play dress up with the costumes, and we'll use them for our stuffies or for Barbies or for cars. And the fun thing that I super, super love about Halloween is the imagination that you as an adult or as a kid can run with. And it isn't always just about the spooky or crazy, but it's about what can you imagine and make that's really, really fun. And this is a really easy project because we all have a million boxes laying around. All right, do you want to take this one off?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okay. If you guys have any Halloween plans, I would love to hear about your Halloween plans. This is one of my favorite costumes. Essie, I'm going to hold it up for a second first. So this is a pizza, and again, this is all felt. So felt is, I think, one of the easiest things to make Halloween costumes out of, because you don't need to finish edges if you don't want to, and it's easy. Good job. It's easy for colder climates like ours because it's kind of warm. Put your arm. I think your arm goes down here, sweetheart. There we go. There. Oh, wait. No, it does go up here. Whoopsies. There we go. And the fun thing about this costume, back up for a second. So this is a pizza costume that you easily could put snow pants under, warm pants. If you're in a warm climate, you could even do. Yeah, she's showing you what the best part is. We made our pizza with removable toppings. How fun is that? I know. So this is just a simple V shape. We can't move the cheese because we tied the cheese on with the yarn, but all of these toppings you can mix and match or remove from the pizza. So we have green peppers and sausage. And this is, again, kind of part of the fun, what I was talking about with our kids playing with them, is our kids have played with these for years and years and years after these costumes have been worn on Halloween. So if anybody has any questions, pop them into the chat, into the comments below. One thing to note about this costume is this is is so easy because it's mainly scraps. So I shouldn't say mainly. There's one bigger piece of this brown felt, but the rest of it is scraps, which is really fun. This is stuffed right up here with extra scraps of fabric. So it's a very kind of last minute project that if you have your if you have your sewing machine handy the week of Halloween and you've thought, oh my gosh, I don't know that we're going to do a costume or we're going to trick or treat this year, this is something that you can throw together that's pretty easy with just 2 pizza shapes and then some straps of that. I just happen to use ribbon, but you could use elastic, you could use Velcro to strap them together right here. And this is also something that could go over a baby, like a little tiny baby. I do want to say some of my most favorite costumes that I've made. Oh, we have the cheese grater on again. I know we have some images to share, but some of my most favorite costumes have been that idea where it's kind of this last minute, like, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we made a box of chocolates or something, which I did make for Valentine's Day one year. Didn't you love that one, Esther?
Yeah.
And this one is also made from recycled materials because it's just cardboard. That pink part is just cardboard. And then actually, what are the chocolates? Do you remember, Esther?
Balloons.
They're balloons, and actually they're green balloons that all we did was spray paint in different shades of brown and then use some puff paint on top to mark out the chocolates. And that's another really simple, all it is balloons in a cardboard heart shape. One of the things that was really fun 2 years ago, last year, 2019, I challenged myself to make a costume every month because I wanted to learn different ways of kind of making costumes, adhering them to your body, just kind of having fun with it. And with that particular costume, I learned how to, this is what happens at our house. We just trade out costumes and kind of march around the house in various costumes all the time. But I was playing around with the idea. Spin around in a circle. You're backwards. There you go. Other way. I was playing around with the idea of how to get that heart shape attached to my body. And all I made was just kind of some shoulder loops, which was really fun. But that one got loved and it got turned into a chocolate shop in our basement. So that one is no longer around. I do have a question about back to the felt costume, this one, the pizza costume. Somebody asked if this was all felt, and it actually is all felt, which makes it really warm. The only thing that is not felt is the cheese. That is, oh, okay, we're gonna play in the box. The cheese is yarn, but the rest of this is all felt. So all of these toppings, and actually, I don't know if you saw that, Esther didn't get it actually right on the Velcro there, but it still sticks anywhere your kids will want to put it because it's felt. So all this is the sausage. It's just a circle. I cut a circle out of this brown felt and then kind of started to gather. If you can see in the back, I gathered it with just a running stitch. I just threaded a needle and thread and just really loosely did a running stitch. And then gathered it into a nice little ball, and that became the sausage. So you can kind of look at a pizza, you can Google what a pizza would be, you can ask your kids what their favorite toppings are, and maybe they'll say pepperoni, maybe they'll say sardines, and how fun would it be to have an entire pizza and your kid running around for Halloween, whether you do trick-or-treating or not this year, but your kid kind of running around for Halloween. And a fun idea to pair with this is if you wanted to get your kiddo warm as they're running and doing trick-or-treating, is you could do a chef hat with it. What kind of mask would you do if you're going to wear your pizza costume this year?
I would do a pizza mask.
A pizza mask! You could do a cheese mask, like a Swiss cheese mask that's kind of has holes in it. And the fun thing is that this mask pattern that Ashley did for National Sewing Circle is you can adapt this pattern probably to make it work with any of the themes of the costumes that you have for the year. Or of course, always throw a Halloween pumpkin kind of mask on, because how cute would that be? It's very Halloween themed. We do have another question. Do you have any paint recommendations for costumes? That's a good question. So this costume that I'm in right now, this is it's like a thinner canvas material that I got yardage on a roll. And this is just acrylic paint. All of this is just acrylic painted on here. The heart costume that we showed, the box of chocolate costume, that the heart shape itself is just spray paint because it was just quite frankly faster to spray paint a big heart rather than paint it with paintbrushes. And then the balloons are also spray painted. So in case you need to know, here's a tip with working with balloons for any costume or any material that you want, is if you turn your glue gun setting to low, you can glue balloons together. And so those balloons are glued onto that heart shape. And that's why I chose to spray paint them, is because I didn't want the glue to take the paint off. I wanted the glue to stick directly onto the balloon to stick to the cardboard. So have I ever done any costume contests? No. I truthfully don't know where any costume contests are. Maybe we need to do some research. Esther, do you need help with that LaCroix can? I would love to help you with that. This is a common setting in our house. Actually, as a matter of fact, Esther was wearing her LaCroix costume all day today. She was dancing around in the kitchen. All morning, I should say. She was dancing around in the kitchen. We look pretty good together, don't we?
Yes.
We do. Somebody says that they have a grandson who wants to be a tractor for Halloween. How would you make a tractor costume, Esther?
First, put the wheels and then put the head.
Oh, yeah. What I would maybe do is you could model it even after the box. Think of the shapes. So whenever we just lost a shoulder strap. Whenever I think of a costume, can you keep this on? Are you done? Okay. Whenever I think of a costume idea, I think of the shape of the costume first. So if you have a can, obviously it's a circle, and you want it to be long and skinny to kind of replicate the shape of what you have. So I chose, okay, if I want to paint all the LaCroix lettering and everything we have on it, and then I added the coat hanger to make the rim kind of solid up here, so it became a circle shape. So if you're making the tractor, I would think of the body of the tractor. So maybe a box, a cardboard box of some sort, or you could do multiple boxes, like the big main shape, I would say. And you could even, if you wanted to, use foam core. And if you slit foam core, thank you. If you slit foam core in like tiny 1 to 2 inch slats, you can actually bend foam core to make it a circle. I think I did send a picture of the pickle jar and pickle. That'll give you a little bit of a demonstration of what I mean by that. The pickle jar, that was one of your favorites, wasn't it? That was one of our first costumes. So we filled it with balloons. So if you look at the inside, I know it's a little tricky to see in this photo, but the inside part of where my son is standing is it's foam core, and I took my X-Acto knife and a straight edge, and I made slits in the foam core. And so I was able to circle it around his body as like the inside part of that Clausen pickle jar. And it's that you could shape maybe like the dome or the smokestack on the tractor. Once you get going, I feel like on kind of making these shapes, the world feels endless because you can do anything you want. This was this pickle jar and pickle costume. My daughter, I used to call her my little pickle. And so Zeke, my son, said, we should make Esther a pickle for Halloween, and I should be a pickle jar. And so that's how this costume was born. And we love pickles in our family, so why not? That was a fun one.
Why not?
That was a real fun one. Couple costumes ideas. There you are, Esther. There you are, a pickle. She was a little baby pickle, and she was still in a stroller for trick-or-treating. So we just threw some leggings on her and called it good. Couples costumes ideas I think are so fun. I think anytime, it's probably the same approach that we have for my kids. I think anytime you have a pair, like a pair of something, like carrots and a bunny, or the cheese and cheese grater, the pickle jar and the pickle, or anything that kind of plays off each other. So I would say, think about something that you love to eat.
Mom, what happened to the pickle jar?
Oh, well, Bubby used that. Anything that I would start with, anything you like to eat, anything you like to do, anything you like to do together.
Or anything you need to use for lunch.
anything you like to eat for lunch. Maybe think about your lunch and think about, because it would be fun to maybe be a glass of milk and a cookie, or a cow and cheese, or a cow and a glass of milk. So think about animals or where you live. I always thought, because we live in the Midwest, we live in Wisconsin, and tater tot hot dish is a huge deal here. I've always thought about making a tater tot hot dish costume, so perhaps that'll be something we do for next year. It's a staple. Thank you, Esther. Okay. That's so fun. Okay, so here's a question about the masks. What material are these masks made out of? These ones, Esther, do you want to try one on to show them? This would be really cool. So I believe these masks are made out of 100% cotton. This one is an adult size mask, but I'll hold it on for you. But there's kid size masks, I know, in the pattern. But it is 100% cotton, and it has a nice, look at that, it has a nice nose form. Look at it, you look like a scary jack-o'-lantern. It's pretty fun, isn't it? These are all cotton, I believe, and then it looks like it's applique on the front here. And you could do the applique in probably you could do it in felt if you wanted to. You could do it as a colorful pattern if you wanted to not do the traditional colors. Oh, this would be so fun. A kitty. You can do the cat. Oh my gosh. Look at the cat. That's quite fun. Meow. Good job, us. And then the trick-or-treat bags are also the same. So again, I feel like you probably could use any material that you have laying around. Hey, Esther, here, can you hold this one?
Yes.
Here. Do you know who this is?
No.
It's Frankenstein.
Alright.
Yeah, and this is also appliqued. So you could have a cute little set right here. Just like this. And I know, like I said, there is a video on Facebook that shows more details about this tutorial. Thank you, Esther. Can you go stand over here? Thank you. That shows more details about the tutorial, and that also has some step-by-steps as well for that. And remember, the pattern is free in the banner below or in the comment section. How are we going to celebrate during COVID? So these are not the costumes that we're going to wear this year. We decided we're going to do a family costume, which actually, this is a part of our family costume from last year. And we were brunch. So this is toast. This is my husband's costume from last year. We were toast.
I was an eggy.
Esther was an egg. My son was bacon. And I was a glass of juice. But this toast costume is just all it is.
I like
Do you remember what that is?
I like the butter.
The butter. It's foam. All it is foam. I got it at Joann's.
And the butter is just like fabric.
The butter is fabric on foam. We just upholstered a square of butter for the pad and then added elastic to the back, so you kind of wear it on the front of you. So no, we don't have our costumes done yet because we're working on those this week. But we have a family costume that we're gonna do, and I think we're gonna be trolls this year. But I do think that we're probably gonna do some sort of candy hunt or something simple. I'm not sure trick or treating is gonna happen, but it's not gonna stop us from dressing up and having fun, because I think if I've learned anything from 2020 or from COVID, it's to try, for us as a family with little kids, it's to try and still live in the moment and have as much fun as possible and celebrate all the little things, which for us would also be Halloween. Even if it's not...
I hope there's not going to be any big blow up monsters.
Yeah, we'll go, even if it's not trick-or-treating, we'll still celebrate in every way that we can. So, great. There is another costume that I did want to show you. So there's a set of costumes that are from Hotel Transylvania, the movie, that we're going to throw up on the screen. Yeah, we'll show them that. Oh, thank you. That's from Hotel Transylvania, the movie. And I know a lot of people love to be Elsa, Anna. We're going to be trolls this year. And my advice for when you're doing those costumes, is that to think of the essence of the costume and think of the essence of the character and try your best to get the colors and the shape of the character right. So this one was a mummy, the Murray the mummy monster. And even though it's not like the exact replica of the mummy, you still get the mummy shape with the bodysuit and all sort of the fun elements that go with it, just as well as with the blobby, which is a sleep sack shape. Oh, yep, there we go, the sleep sack shape. For a baby, and it's just still the idea of the costume. So even though sometimes if you wanted to make Elsa or Anna, this year we're going to make trolls, my goal with those costumes are to kind of get the essence of the colors and the shapes of what the characters are wearing, rather than trying to look like an exact replica. because that's the fun, is just using your imagination and the fun of making yourself turn into that character. Another one Esther pointed out, these right here. So I'm going to put this back. This was one of my favorites. If anybody is any Meg Ryan fans, I am a huge fan of You've Got Mail. And there's a line in there where she talks about sending him a bouquet of freshly sharpened pencils. And so these are super fun. I'm going to take one out, but I did a costume for these.
Can I take one out?
You can have one here. Have this one. And these are, oh sure, take that one. These are just pool noodles. So all we did was spray paint some pool noodles. This part is pool noodles. And then we added, this is paper, just paper eraser, and then the tip right here. So I dressed up, I think we also have a photo, I dressed myself up, yep, in just the pencil colors and had the bouquet, and then added a tip hat. So that would be a really easy office party sort of costume that you could throw a mask on. You could do like the number 2 logo as your mask if you wanted to for that, which would be really easy. Thank you, Esther. Should we put this back? Okay. We are almost out of time, so make sure you throw your last couple questions down in that chat box. We're losing everything here. And then be sure to let us know if you have any questions about the mask pattern. If you need Esther to write, she can write with these giant pencils. These pencils, again, have been used to play schoolhouse in our house quite a bit, so that's kind of fun. You do like to play schoolhouse with these. So let us know what you're doing for Halloween this year. Thanks for joining us. We have one last question. Oh, my friends and I are hosting a Zoom party for Halloween. That's a great idea. Let us know. That is such a good idea.
Can I go with?
Well, no, because it's online. Remember, it's a Zoom party, so it's all online. But that would be really fun. You could show off your costumes. Maybe have like a little runway parade in your kitchen for the costumes. Thanks for joining us today, Esther. Thank you. Can you come back here, Esther, please? Thanks for joining us for the Halloween show. Thanks for being patient while we work through some technical difficulties. And if you want to get a hold of this mask pattern and the Halloween trick-or-treat bag pattern, just click the link in below or in the comments. And we'll see you soon. Happy Halloween. Happy costume making. Thank you, Esther.